Isn't it annoying just being able to hear people all the time, but you don't get to pick what you hear? Well, what if you could? Today's sponsor Raycon has the solution to your hearing problem. Just pop the everyday E25s into your little ear holes and bam! With beautiful noise isolation and deep bass, you can hear whatever you want to hear for the next 6 hours. I honestly use them a lot with my noise, so I can listen to medieval villages or Irish coasts instead of passing jets, children, and the news. You know how I usually give you 15% off? You can instead get 20% off your Raycons by going to buyraycon.com/runesmith. It's also limited to this month, so you gotta go really fast. Holiday is coming up soon, so instead of buying them for your friends or family, buy them for you, and then you can tune out your family, because the 20% off is just for you. And so is buyraycon.com/runesmith, the place where you get it. Okay, goodbye Raycon. Thanksgiving is right around the corner, which means we're hungry, but we're afraid of pretty much everyone in our family at this point. So instead, let's think about eating monsters. Ethics are thrown to the side here, no holds barred. Just because something can think and talk doesn't mean that it doesn't taste good. And that's the only thing that this video is about. Taste. So number 10 is human. Nah, but to be honest, some of you do kind of look like a snack. To really start this video off, the rumblies in our tumblies take us to the Underdark below. A fantastic dish that not only provides the whole family a reason to eat together, but also lets them share the ecstasy of an ego death. Our granny's famous sautéed myconids. Myconids are known for their earthy, almost flowery taste and variety of textures. What you'll want to go for with this recipe is a mix of stem segments found in the limbs and round cut segments of their caps about an inch in diameter. Most people prefer to shave down the gills so that their feathery texture doesn't dominate the dish. Now throw down some animal fat in a wide pan. I prefer piercer fat or cuts of yeti blubber, but anything from hill giant fat to madron oil is perfectly fine. Once that's nice and simmering, throw in some black peppers, a healthy pinch of salt, and an ungodly amount of garlic. Sorry vampires, but this one's for living guests only. Let's cook it for about as long as a ritual takes, and taking the opportunity to drop in some red wine and lighten up the flavor. These go fantastic on top of a fat chunk of meat, potatoes, or by themselves if the rest of your day is free. Next on the menu is something you wouldn't expect, but once it's worked, it'll really surprise your taste buds, because its taste buds normally surprise you. Number 9 is the meat of a mimic. Normally, once killed, these things fall into a shapeable, leathery mass. But if you marinate this tough flesh with a honey lemon chicken stock for a whopping 48 hours, the meat's texture begins to resemble cotton candy. Roast this loose meat over an open fire and you'll have the perfect melt-in-mouth meal, packed with the nutrients of fallen adventurers that came before you. Number 8, because lead-ins are hard, is the owlbear. You'd think that we're looking at another bundle of tough meat, but the ribs of an owlbear is something that almost makes their existence tolerable. No matter which way from 10th day you choose to flavor their rib meat, it's a dark meat texture that reminds most consumers of a linebacker chicken. Number 7 is in fact another bird of prey, and one that you can use to prepare 100 dishes for 1,000 people at the same time, and have them all go bad after about a week. This beast of burden is known as the Rock, and it's the biggest goddamn chicken I've ever heard of. You don't need to do any more than just look at this thing and know that it would be a fantastic all-you-can-eat buffet. Now for the vegetarians out there, I have a moral dilemma, and for the rest of you, a confusing choice. Number 6 is the half-rotten, swamp-dwelling, shambling mound. If you can take one of these bad boys down and out of the swamp, you'll find it smells like my long-dead grandma's vinegar-soaked big toe. That's because the outer coat is ancient vegetation that grows outward from the plant's center. Shave off all the rot and you'll find a perfect ingredient for 100 boiled stews. The leaves are like a sweet cabbage, the vines like sour and pungent celery stalks, and the tuber heart of this thing is just kinda like a potato. It's okay. Number 5, as we enter the home stretch, might come as yet another surprise, the Astral dreadnought. The most fearsome scourge of the world of mines is a killer like none other, and is possibly the worst thing that you can be eaten by. But gather some Grandmaster wizards, take one down, and you'll find a taste inside its armor shell that's truly, in every sense of the phrase, out of this world. If you're looking for a protein load, look no further than the king of ancient bodybuilding power. Number 4. Red dragons. I won't ask or tell how you get some, but once you've had your fill, be sure to dry strips out for the road. Dipped in a bit of salty sauce, this jerky will make you hate all of your other rations, and probably throw them out and then starve to death because this stuff is very hard to get. Number 3 is the last of our criminal feasts, but certainly the most horrifically evil. Committing the celestial crime of killing a unicorn is one of the few things that always catches up to you. A lot of people think that the horn is the only valuable part of a unicorn, but here's an interplanar secret. It's all a little magic, and it's all delicious. The best part of eating a unicorn is whatever section you choose helps repair your own innards. Does your barbarian have a drinking problem? Unicorn liver and onions will bring his tolerance levels back to nothing. Do you have a stiff shoulder? Just boil some unicorn clawed and add gravy. Then wait for the avatar of a god to come remove you from existence for what you've done. Among the many surprises in our list today is actually the second highest rated flavor by a wide array of standards, and it takes no prep time. That would be the brine of an elder brain pool. Every sip is an experience that's worth 1,000 lifetimes, because you're drinking the memory of 1,000 lifetimes. It sounds gross, but tastes sort of like a sugary gelatin. And the number 1 spot goes to an unvarying crowd favorite, the humble cave fisher. With blood like powerful dwarven liquor, meat like crab infused with red wine, and an odd filament that can be used in an extremely chewy pasta. The flavor of this creature is unrivaled. The texture of the latter ingredient is an acquired preference, but the rich, cheesy flavor makes up for it, as long as you don't have trauma tied to being wrapped in this filament during combat. This was a stupid idea. I made a food video about gross monsters and now I'm hungry. And you watched it. What are both of us even doing? Having a good time, I guess. Oh, honorable mentions. Succubi and incubi. Because, yeah. Incubi. As in, see you later. You know, it's a play on the fact that they're bisexual. Bisexual.